Hello there, and welcome to today's recap of the anime series titled The Iceblade Sorcerer Shall Rule the World. In a nutshell, it's a story about how the world's strongest sorcerer suffers a couple psychological scars after having lost his loved ones in the battlefield. Said sorcerer later enters incognito mode in order to join a college full of fellow teenagers, hoping to experience life the way normal people do, and also make some interesting new friends along the way. In the initial scene, we witness Ray White being showered with criticisms and ridicule by his fellow schoolmates thanks to his commoner background. What shocks everybody else is how a top-ranking noble named Amelia Rose happens to make good friends with Ray as soon as he arrives. Later during class, the instructor, Miss Gray, explains how the world is dominated by the 7 grand sorcerers, each of whom is mysterious and overpowered in their own right. Surprisingly, their school's principal, Abby Garnett, happens to be one of those 7 sorcerers, nicknamed as the Blaze Sorcerer. Furthermore, according to rumors, the strongest Iceblade sorcerer vanished without leaving any traces behind soon as he put an end to the gruesome Far East War. In the days to come, Ray makes friendships with quite a number of students, including the shy half-elven girl Alyssa, the fitness freak Evie Armstrong, the ponytailed weirdo Clarice, and finally, another high-ranking noble named Rebecca Bradley. Later, during swordsmanship practice, the resentful and arrogant Albert comes looking for trouble with Ray, and thereby challenges him to a duel. Surprisingly though, poor Albert is forced to eat dirt by Ray's stellar swordsmanship in no time at all. "You deserved it, sucker!" From the sidelines, Abby the principal mutters how such a result was to be expected, of course, seeing as how Ray is indeed the mysterious and almighty Iceblade Sorcerer. A couple days later, the students are instructed to participate in a monster-slaying trial in groups of 4. The noble idiots soon become infuriated upon witnessing Amelia, Alyssa, and Evie form a team together with Ray. Anyways, such a mini-trial proves utterly harmless for the battle veteran Ray, who previously fought and trained in locations a dozen times more dangerous than this. That said, both Ray and his team soon pass the test with flying colors, plus with lightning-quick speed. However, before the trial ends, Ray and his teammates hear a nearby scream. Turns out, some horrific monster is on the verge of eating an entire group of other students alive. Ray defeats the monster with ease, rescuing his fellow schoolmates in the process. However, a mysterious figure injects an unknown serum within the beast's skull just then, forcing it to revive as well as become a ton times stronger. Even so, the upgraded beast doesn't last long under the combined efforts of Ray, Amelia, Evie, and Alyssa. The next day, Ray pays a visit to his master Lydia, the former Iceblade sorcerer. Lydia reveals her extensive research into human engrams, specific brain parts that allow them all to wield and exhibit magic spells and techniques. Lydia then proceeds to warn her protege regarding the existence of the eugenics, which basically are a terrorist group seeking to snatch away other people's engrams in hopes of becoming stronger themselves. Afterwards, the two chat about the upcoming Magic Chevalier tournament for a bit. Lydia is fairly surprised upon learning how Ray merely wishes to watch from the sidelines and has zero interest in actively participating in the upcoming tournament. Later that afternoon, Ray, his friends, as well as a bunch of other students are ambushed by their homeroom instructor Miss Gray while outside the school's perimeters. Here, Miss Gray finally reveals her true identity as a eugenics member. That said, her plan all along had been to somehow gather talented students such as Ray and Amelia in one place and steal their engrams. Here, Ray finally decides to lift the Chronos lock that had been intentionally sealing his abilities to avoid a possible overheat. With all his magic power restored, Ray unleashes the full might of the Iceblade Sorcerer, ultimately defeating his own homeroom teacher within just a couple moves. Here, it's revealed how Miss Gray was actually behind the forest trial incident where that ugly monster went berserk. Back in the present, Miss Gray utilizes a similar eugenics tool to transform herself into a fearsome-looking monster. Even so, the cunning woman isn't able to last more than a couple of exchanges when pitted against humanity's strongest sorcerer. Before long, poor Miss Gray ends up becoming forever encased in blue ice at the hands of her own student. Ray loses consciousness just then and is taken to a hospital immediately. Here, we witness flashbacks about how the former Iceblade sorcerer Lydia adopted Rei as a war orphan and later brought him up as her successor. Alas, poor fella mentally broke down upon losing a close ally in the Far East War and ended up overheating. Such lack of control over his abilities resulted in a gigantic icy explosion that not just annihilated tons of soldiers out of existence, but also paralyzed his beloved master Lydia's lower limbs. Then, Rei's been keeping his earth-shaking magic abilities in check by means of the Chronos Lock. Later, upon waking up, Rei's friends declare how him being the lofty Iceblade sorcerer changes nothing, and that they shall continue being good friends like always. Afterward, Rei learns how Emilia is anxious regarding the upcoming Magic Chevalier tournament. Turns out, her childhood bestie Ariane, from the second-ranked noble family, will be participating as well. Back in the past, Emilia and Ariane used to be thick as thieves until Ariane defeated her redhead friend in a friendly competition. Emilia's ego simply couldn't bear such a blow, and hence she started to grow envious and resentful towards Ariane's abilities, as well as a little bit scared and depressed. Knowing all that, Rei promises to tutor the redhead until the tournament. Sadly enough, Rei's training boot camp is far from pleasant. The guy simply bans the utility of magic and instead forces Emilia into backbreaking physical exercise the entire day, not to mention all the non-stop curses and insults he keeps throwing at her whenever he pleases. Yep, he deserves the most sadistic fella on campus award if you ask me. What's funny is that no matter how hard she tries, there is no way for Emilia to escape Rei's clutches after having already enrolled into his hellish boot camp. The long-awaited tournament finally arrives at last. As expected, both Emilia and her childhood frenemy Ariane claw their way to the finals in a rather easygoing manner. Later, during the grand finale, poor Emilia is constantly beaten black and blue at the hands of her opponent Ariane. However, the redhead soon overcomes her limits after a single encouraging shout from Rei and even ends up unlocking her flashy butterfly effect spell. This new spell allows Emilia to manipulate magical causality in a way that results in her being literally untouchable. Simply put, even the lightning-quick Ariane is now unable to land a single decent hit on Emilia, no matter how fast she plunges herself at her. Sadly enough, Emilia lacks the stamina and therefore starts to overheat soon. The match therefore finally boils down to a punch-for-punch scenario, until Ariane at last falls unconscious, resulting in Emilia's hard-won victory. Shortly after the tournament, Rei becomes flabbergasted upon learning how the dazzlingly beautiful student council president, Rebecca Bradley, got kidnapped. The culprit here happens to be Evan Bernstein, a power-hungry eugenics member who no doubt wishes to snatch away Rebecca's powerful sorcerer eyes. The impatient Evan soon ends up kidnapping Rebecca and takes her to a deserted area. Thankfully, Rei, Rebecca's younger sister Maria, as well as the rest of Rei's friends and seniors all rush over, hoping to rescue Rebecca from her miserable fate. What's ironic is how Evan's plan is foiled by none other than his past lover, Lisa, who is also the fabrication sorcerer. Lisa simply throws Evan into an alternate dimension where she proceeds to single-handedly finish him off for good. Meanwhile, Rei unleashes his Chronos Lock and goes on to battle against Evan's ally Paratrogo at maximum force. On a side note, the Paratrogo fella is the glutton sorcerer who simply can't resist munching on his fellow sorcerer's engrams in order to grow even stronger himself. Some distance away, Emilia, Evie, and Alyssa team up with the grown-ups such as Lydia, the Principal Abby, and Carol to defeat the entire army of eugenics monsters. On the flip side, things aren't looking good for Rei, especially when Paratrogo unleashes his original body-strengthening spell. With no other options, Rei simply throws caution to the wind and unleashes his ace in the hole, Pandora, resulting in Paratrogo being frozen in blood-red ice. Finally, Rei helps steal away Rebecca's excess power to prevent her from overheating. With everything settled, we witness Ariane requesting Rei to participate in the upcoming magic sport together with her a couple of days down the road. That brings an end to Season 1's recap of The Iceblade Sorcerer Shall Rule the World. Begs the question, what were your most, or should I say least, favorite moments throughout the series? Personally, I couldn't stop laughing out loud when Rebecca got into a catfight with her younger sister Maria during the final episode. I swear that out-of-the-blue slap from Maria's side had me giggling like a deranged maniac for quite a while.